Hello and welcome to this video on the Age of Exploration. The Age of Exploration is a fascinating period in world history, spanning from the 15th to the 17th century. During this time, European explorers set out to discover new lands and trade routes, leading to the colonization of much of the world. In this video, we will explore the historical context of the Age of Exploration, key figures, and their discoveries that impacted world history. The Age of Exploration began in the 15th century, when European powers began to search for new trade routes to Asia. At the time, the overland routes were controlled by the Ottoman Empire, which made trade difficult and expensive. European powers wanted to find a way to bypass the Ottoman Empire and access the rich markets of Asia. One of the most famous figures of the Age of Exploration is Christopher Columbus. Columbus was an Italian explorer who sailed under the flag of Spain. In 1492, Columbus set out on his first voyage, hoping to find a new route to Asia by sailing west across the Atlantic Ocean. Instead, he landed in the Caribbean, which he believed to be the East Indies. Columbus made 3 more voyages to the Americas, but he never realized that he had discovered a new continent. Columbus's voyages had a profound impact on world history. They led to the colonization of the Americas by European powers, which had far-reaching consequences for the indigenous peoples of the region. Columbus's voyages also sparked a period of intense competition between European powers, as they vied for control of the New World. Another key figure of the Age of Exploration was Vasco da Gama. Da Gama was a Portuguese explorer who sailed around the southern tip of Africa and on to India. In 1497, da Gama set out on his voyage, hoping to find a sea route to India that would bypass the overland routes controlled by the Ottoman Empire. Da Gama's voyage was a success, and he returned to Portugal with valuable spices and other goods from India. His voyage opened up a direct sea route to India, which had a profound impact on European trade and commerce. European powers could now access the rich markets of India and Asia without having to pay the exorbitant fees demanded by the Ottoman Empire. Da Gama's voyage also had a profound impact on the people of India. The Portuguese established a trading post in India and began to exert their influence in the region. This led to a period of conflict between the Portuguese and the local rulers, which had far-reaching consequences for the region. The Age of Exploration was not just about discovering new lands and trade routes. It was also a period of scientific discovery and innovation. For example, the Portuguese developed new shipbuilding techniques that allowed them to build ships that were faster and more maneuverable than those of other European powers. This gave the Portuguese a significant advantage in the race to discover new trade routes. The Age of Exploration also led to the rise of powerful European empires. Spain, Portugal, England, and other European powers established colonies in the Americas, Asia, and Africa, which they ruled with varying degrees of success. These empires had a profound impact on world history, shaping the course of events for centuries to come. However, the Age of Exploration was not without its dark side. The colonization of the Americas led to the displacement and genocide of indigenous peoples, and the slave trade was a horrific and dehumanizing practice that had a profound impact on the people of Africa. In conclusion, the Age of Exploration was a period of intense exploration, competition, and innovation. Figures like Christopher Columbus and Vasco da Gama made significant voyages that profoundly impacted world history. The legacy of the Age of Exploration continues to shape the world we live in today. As we reflect on the Age of Exploration, it's important to acknowledge both the achievements and the atrocities of this period in history. It's important to remember the impacts of colonization on indigenous peoples and the horrors of the slave trade. It's also important to recognize the contributions of those who made significant voyages and discoveries that opened up new worlds of knowledge and possibility. The Age of Exploration was a time of great change and upheaval, but it was also a time of great innovation and discovery. As we look to the future, we can learn from the triumphs and tragedies of the past and strive to build a more just and equitable world. If you found this video informative, please consider subscribing to our channel for more insightful content on historical events and their impact on our world. Thank you for watching.